Hi, my friends. This is Corey. Welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Corey and a Stitch with me. Uh, I am going to be I'll put a picture in here of the image that I'm doing of the pattern. This one here isn't all that great, so I'll put a picture in here. I've been really anxious to start this one, and I kind of been, for one reason or another, I haven't. I've been trying to loosen this fabric up. This one I can tell, this is the fabric like is on my nativity scene, and I'm pretty sure this is going to loosen up really well quickly, and I'm not worried about that. My nativity really loosened up a lot. It's really kind of floppy now. And so we will work on this. It's 11 count. It's supposed to be you're supposed to work this one with 3 strands at a time, but I don't like the look of 3 strands, so I do my 11 counts with 2 strands usually. My experiment using 6 strands, 10 stitch, I'll never do that again. I might try a 10 stitch, but I'll never do it with all 6 strands again. It's just too difficult to pull all those strands through. I am going to finish that one, but and it looks like I will have enough thread to do it. It seems like I have just enough thread to make that work. So far, keep my fingers crossed on that. Some of the things I've been working on, I worked on the stack of teacups yesterday. And I was talking to you about, I called it the pedigree of the bee. That cross stitch is actually called the pedigree of honey. And so I'll probably do it again because in my mind it's about bees, but the saying is actually about honey and clover. So I'm going to put this aside for a second, and I'm going to show you what I did. With that. Okay, this is the pattern. See if I can make it not of the pedigree of the honey. It recommends doing this on maybe you guys can help me with this. It says 20 count, 28 count, or 32 count. I thought that this fabric here, y'all think that fabric would work for that? I think it will. I haven't pulled my threads yet, but I think that's kind of a similar type fabric. I don't know if it comes through, but it's kind of got darker threads modeled through there. I started doing the grid on it last night, working on that, getting that grid ready, and I realized this was 16 count, and I thought it was 18 count. But I think if I'm accurate, there's 142 stitches on this square. Excuse me. And I think that means it'll end up being like 8 or 9 inches. The pattern will end up being 8 or 9 inches. I guess I did that figuring on another piece of paper. Yeah. I did that for the 18 count, and then I realized that this was actually a 16 count. So it's going to be about 8.9 inches, which is basically 9 inches. 9 inches square. So I think that'll be all right. Because I was really kind of sad because I really wanted this to be 18 count, but I guess that would be the same as working 32 count over 2. And I'll just do 16 count over 1 for this fabric. I don't even know if I have the threads. And I'm trying to be very quiet. Sorry about the rattling. So that's what I've done on that project so far. I'm enjoying my teacups. Once I got that thing gridded up, it made a world of difference. I didn't. It seemed like I would, just as soon as I'd get my bearings about where I was, I'd look away and look back again, and all of a sudden I was lost again. So having it gridded up, and I've got the little small, I cut the grid. I'm cutting it as I go because that would be crazy to have all those little pieces of paper around. But I also have a copy of the pattern to refer to also, which is necessary on that one. And so I'm really enjoying that counter cross stitch. I can see how the stamp cross stitch is really, it's a different kind of enjoyment. Even though it's basically the same thing, it is different. The figuring it out with the counts and all that stuff just adds another element to it, and sometimes I'm going to be up for that, and sometimes I'm not. But I thought I would work on the bluebird, because I think it's a very pretty picture, and I want to see how it's going to work out. I'm thinking the nativity, that I really believe it's from the same company as this one. Everything about it seems similar. This, I'm using the needle that came with it, but last time I used a gold tip needle, the gold tip part, just after using it for a little while, that gold tip just broke right off. So I quit using them. But it was here, and so I'm using the kit as it came, and I'm excited to be doing that. Today we had tacos for lunch. I was so glad that I felt good enough to do something. I really haven't been feeling well the last couple days, and my sleep schedule's way off again because of it, but I've gotten ahead on my videos. What I'm going to try to start doing, my video that I did for today, I actually did very, very late last night. I had should we say it was probably even early morning? I think it posted at 3 a.m. But I thought, if I could get ahead of it, it seems like recording that time of night, I don't have to worry about being interrupted as much. And if that works out, I may get into that habit of doing it. I'm recording this one today earlier because I couldn't wait to get into this. If I have a new start that I want to do for the video, I'll probably go ahead and record that earlier. But I wanted to start this bluebird. And so I thought, well, I better just go ahead and record my start. So, yeah, the corned beef and cabbage and potatoes that we had for St. Patrick's Day kind of carried me through the part where I haven't been feeling well. There was plenty of leftovers and stuff to do, so today we got the stuff for tacos. Actually, I ordered it yesterday. It's funny. What I do is I'll order from Walmart, and my brother-in-law has to go to town more than I do, for more reasons. So whenever he's going to go to town, I'll go ahead and have a Walmart order ready for him to pick up. And I always invariably remember to add something later. And so there's actually 2 orders for him to pick up. And he always forgets to ask for the second order. And so that happened yesterday. They still have that one. It wasn't worth it for him to go back for it. And I'll probably wait till they put that back on the shelf, because I'm kind of mad that they didn't catch it also. It's not like that store is very busy. He went south. Going to Beeville is going east, and going to Mathis is south. So he went to Mathis today. He went to the grocery store, and I had him pick up what he left over at Walmart. But he picked up a bunch of stuff also. Well, he got home and he realized that he didn't get away with one of the bags. So he had to go back and go get that. It's quite the saga. It costs $15-20 every time we go to town just for fuel. And so that's kind of like throwing good money after bad. At the grocery store in Mathis, I don't know what happened. I have no idea if he was able to get his stuff. I got my stuff. But I've had this. If you guys know about Talkies, oh my goodness. Of course, Talkies and stitching don't mix very well. But I'm addicted to them. They're so good. They're not on my diet, but if you guys can stand any heat. Here, I'm trying to reach it. I almost got it. Here, I'm going to do an ad for Talkies. Talkies, fuego. Chili pepper and lime. Oh, they're so good. I haven't opened the bag yet. It's there, but I haven't succumbed yet. But man, you gotta go wash your hands after you eat that stuff. And y'all notice how I instinctively just went right around that 19 right there in the center, because it was a different. But actually, I need to stitch over it. So, the color number 19 is actually color 796. So it is a dark. It's kind of it's a blue. It's not. It's kind of like a royal blue, I guess. So I'm kind of getting excited about the cross stitch. The counted part. I've been wanting to dip into it, and I was kind of afraid. I still don't know. We're still on that exploring area to see how much I'm going to enjoy it. There's been a cut here in the video because Gunther just made a pass through here and knocked my camera down and spit everything tumbling, and hopefully I can successfully edit that out. He's now cozied up in my lap, sleeping. But anyway, yeah, so I've talked about it before. My goal is to do a heaven and earth design, and I'm doing some of these smaller stitches to kind of get me to the place where I might attempt doing it. I've done some counted cross stitches that I wasn't happy with, that I didn't like, and I don't know. I was doing the month to month with the stitching with the housewives, and I really thought that was cute at first, but as I started working on it, I'm like, it lost its luster. I I don't know what happened. I just nah, I don't want to do it. I guess that's a in the stitching world that's called a UFO. I'm learning. I'm learning. I I'm not gonna throw it out. Cause I may finish it, but I'm not excited about it. I guess let's just say. Um, I didn't. I didn't. I usually get two threads ready, two strands of threads ready. And lately I just haven't been getting that far to need it. So today I only did one. And as you can see, I'm about out. So I'm going to turn it over and bury it. And we'll just get out another thread. And I can't talk while that needle's in my mouth. So, I guess what I'm saying is I was really worried about the teacups because that background wallpaper is horrendous, which heaven and earth through fine, it's going to be 100 times worse than that. But I think if I can break it down to the 100 grid, 10 by 10 grid, I think it'll be doable. I do know I need to be careful with that because I've seen where if you're not careful and you stitch like that, then you end up with you'll end up with the boxes showing up on in the picture. And so I need to make precautions so that doesn't happen. But I saw one stitcher, what she does is she goes over a little, instead of ending a color right at the line, she'll go take it over and a few stitches into the next area, and not always end right there at the line of the 10 square grid. But I'm getting excited, you guys. One of these days I'm going to come on here and I'm going to say, we're starting a heaven and earth design today. And who knows what it'll be. Who knows what it'll be. The patterns alone cost around $20, depending on how you want to get it. I have gotten some pre-downloads. Oh, which I want to tell you guys, Hirschner's had I went back and looked. Hirschner's is where I got the pedigree of the honey. I went back and looked, and they had like 3 or 4 free downloads of cross stitch patterns, and I thought 2 of them were pretty cute. In fact, I had already put those 2 in my basket, and then I went to another. I saw the tab that had free cross stitches that are available, so I clicked on it, and both of the ones that I had chosen in my basket for they were like $2.99 each, but both of them were on the free list. And so I deleted the other ones and added them from the free list. I don't know what that means. I don't know if the pattern's any different. I don't know if they were a bad pattern or just because it wasn't in the, they didn't fix it on the website. I don't know, but I got them for free. And I just unthreaded my needle again. So here we go again. But anyway, so I got a couple of free patterns, and if I remember, I will show those to you tomorrow because I'm not prepared with them today. One of them is bird houses. You know, I love my bird houses, and the other one is a Quaker type sampler. I guess I don't know technically if it's a Quaker sampler, but it is a sampler. So I like samplers, and I also like pictures. I like cute little motifs and stuff. I like them both. And I already got cat hair on it. You guys, Gunther just walked right between me and the camera, and in the way he did that, he knocked it over. If I didn't cut that out, you would see what I do, what happens while I'm not stitching in this room, you know. What's not getting clean because I stitch. That's not how it goes. You're supposed to imagine an immaculate house around me. And I only stitch when everything's taken care of. Right? Of course, right. No. But so I did get those two patterns that I'm excited about, and I'm excited about learning about the gridding. I've known about gridding, but I've never actually used it myself before. And I thought it would be very hard to get the grid right. And who knows, I may be off. I tried to count. I counted at least 2 times before I started drawing that line. But so my goal is to spend a little bit of time doing counted cross stitch every day, as well as working on my nativity, which I've already done today. I did one strand. When I say I do one strand, it means I do the three sets of 2. And then sometimes I decide I just want to stay and work on that one. And sometimes I move on to something different. A lot of times I get called away, and, you know, life gets in the way. Things need to be taken care of. And tomorrow I will be driving again for the Amish. I don't think that'll take up too much time tomorrow, but anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today, helping me with my winter bluebird. I hope you'll come back tomorrow and help me stitch whatever I've got going on tomorrow. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.